prescriptively, you feel like it shouldn't be a thing within the society because you think it's bad for it. So if your vision of the world existed, then someone like Sneako, who you enjoy stream, wouldn't exist in this world. That's one. Two, when he's talking about the fact that he wants like a white core, I find it interesting that there's a specific idea about a white core. Nick, would you not concede the fact that both white and black Americans that were imported here through slave trade are the genesis of this country and should have just as much hold? But I'm pretty confident that if black Americans had a majority core, you would not be okay with it, correct?
Well, because America's not historically a majority black nation.
But if it became one, but they have just as much claim to the country as the white folks. Do they not?
Well, I think as the people that are in America, yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's say tomorrow they started overpopulating like crazy and then they became a majority. Would you be fine with it?
He's out of here.
Probably not, no.
He's out of here.
So why are you cool with that though, Sneakos? Like, I understand, bro, Nick's a lost cause. It is what it is. But it's like, bro, Sneakos, I think it's actually sad, bro. I feel like if your chat deadass wasn't saying W Nick this whole time, there's no way you will be writing his tip like you are this whole live stream.
Well, let's see. Even since I first started talking to him, I agreed with a lot of what he said, but I said that we disagreed because he's white. But I like the fact that he's sticking to what he believes. And you're saying,
well, you don't disagree because he's white. That's not true. Don't say that. That's not true.
No, I'm saying we can't agree on a lot of stuff. The stuff he's saying about race mixing, we just fundamentally won't agree because
but that isn't because he's white. It's because he's a white.
Okay, let me answer Gideon's.
It's a different thing.
Okay, let me answer Gideon's surface level tweet responsive dick riding. That's a stupid thing to say. Nick and he agrees a lot about the bigger problems that are going on. What was your question? Like, if chat wasn't saying this, that I wouldn't say that I wouldn't be saying that he's right?
Yeah, you wouldn't be writing for him because you've been literally, there has not been one single thing that he said this entire stream, which he said some crazy stuff this entire stream. There has not been one thing you were like, all right, Nick, you're wild in there. I can't agree with you.
I did just now. I said, based on his philosophy, I would evaporate.
You didn't even say philosophy. You just said it based on the fact that he's white.
No, his philosophy. That's what.
Okay, but look, Gideon, let's be charitable. Let's say he is talking about his philosophy. Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not saying nobody can be friends, nobody can rock nobody, but you don't find it kind of crazy that the ideal world that he envisions is one in which you wouldn't exist in?
Not the ideal world, but the ideal country. And I think a lot of other countries would agree on that. I think Japanese people would say the same thing. Japanese people let's keep this country Japanese. There are the people donating. Ethiopians are saying yeah, let's keep our country Ethiopian. Most other countries have the same sort of rhetoric, but you're saying it's sad Gideon because he's a white guy. And it sounds racist, but a lot of people and successful people who really are nationalists about their country say the same shit. So I can't hate it.
You don't think, I don't want to get sentimental here, but you don't think there's something cool or unique about the idea that in any major American city, you can walk around and you can find Hispanic people, you can find all sorts of Asian people, Middle Eastern people, African people, European people that are all working together, living together on the bus, on the subway, and Ubers. You don't think there's any unique success there that America can claim that yeah, we probably should have been Japan and been culturally homogenous or racially homogenous. You don't think there's any value in that whatsoever?
Ideally, but it's not working. We've become too liberal and you see the destruction of it. My city, New York City's it's got too liberal, too accepting of everything, doesn't have any core values, and it's falling apart.
Sure, and I can agree with you there, right? But that message that you just gave, you found common ground with a dude that's literally a white nationalist. So it seems like the problem isn't race. No, hold on. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying that you have an idea and you feel strong about it and you want to buck the system. And there are a lot of people that would agree with you that would say these are the exact problems we have, but it has nothing to do with race.
So
right? It might have to do with
me to disagree with him completely? You want me to agree with you?
What?
What do you want?
No, hold on. I don't care who you agree with.
I mean, interject.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that you can find agreement with people that don't look like you. That's all I'm saying. I don't care if you
do. I'm
just saying that you can find. No, I don't care.
You said that you were going to flip him. You said that you were going to flip him.
That's what my chat says. That's not what I'm talking about. You can obfuscate as much as you want. I'm never flipping Sneako. Okay, that's not my goal. Yeah, all I'm trying to say is that, you can find huge groups of people in the United States that agree and disagree on things, but it doesn't have to be on racial lines. There's a lot of people that agree the system sucks, that COVID was fake, and blah, 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 blah. And bro, you can find a lot of black people that think that. That's not an exclusively white opinion. I'm just saying, look past the racial shit. I think it's a smoke screen that people put up because it's a clever excuse.
I am trying to look past the racial stuff. And you're saying that I agree with a white nationalist. So you seem like you just contradict yourself in the same statement. What do you want me to look past it or what?
Boom.
What was your point?
The point I was saying was that even for a guy that is a white nationalist, you both have a ton of agreement. So it undermines his point that the racial part is that important. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying the racial part is that important. I'm saying ultimately.
I know you're not. He is. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying he was.
Dion or Nick?
No,
Nick.
I don't think I ever said that black and white people can't agree. Like, what about what I said?
You notice? Okay, fuck. I don't want to keep going because the other two. But like, notice how every time I make a point, he wants to run it as far as possible. I never said that you said they can never agree. But what you said was that white people and black people have fundamentally different core characters that are biologically determined, and that is so essential to you that you want to split them up into different countries. So if you want to act like a dipshit, and every time, hold on, do you think that? Well, if you just want to lie about what you said, that's fine.
Split. Okay, see, I mean, this is what you do.
Hold on, okay.
I
don't know. If you want to,
to be fair, he didn't say that, but I get what you're
He
trying
said
to
that he wants to maintain a racial majority of white people in the United States because the character and core of the United States should be whiteness.
Yes.
And he said that he would prefer in an ideal world if every country in the world was mono-ethnic and monocultural to maintain that core character because there are biologically essentially differences between the races. Yes?
Okay, but there's something between excluding other races and maintaining a majority.
Yeah, and I also said that we live in the world and that countries are complex, and I said that every country has diversity and every country is multi-ethnic to an extent. I said, and we need to understand ourselves. We need to know ourselves to manage them. I never said I don't love other groups.
You literally said if you had a black roommate, you'd fight with him over the shower.
I didn't say that. I said that proximity creates conflict. I said, see, but there you go. It's totally dishonest. I said that proximity and difference creates conflict. Okay. That was an analogy to say that when you get lots of different people together in a close living quarters, they're more likely to fight than me and Don on this debate panel. That's what I said, and that happens to be true. And it's not about not liking other people. It's not about not loving your neighbor, not loving God. It's about, is America going to retain its character? And by the way, are both black and white people going to retain their claim to America as a home? Are we going to turn America into your experiment destiny where it's like, wouldn't it be interesting if we had all kinds of people walking around? Like, that's our home. So maybe in the cities, but...
Hold up, before I pass on Don, I love it that you say that black and white people had to make a claim to their home, but then you're also at the same time saying how much of a claim black people can make depending on how much they overpopulate. You're fine with them making a claim to their home provided that white people stay the majority. To me, it sounds like, oh yeah, black people are included, kind of, but not to the extreme as they would like. I don't know, to me it just sounds kind of backwards. But
it's...
Okay, I'll let you quickly rebuttal and then we'll go to Don.
Yeah, I mean, there are other countries like this. Like for example, Russia. Russia has an ethnically Russian population core, but they also have Muslims. They also have all kinds of people. And those people are, they're not going to outnumber the Russians anytime soon, but it's equally their country. They have a history there. And the same is true of America. We talk about, what if America was half black? I mean, I don't know, but that's not happening. What is happening is that we're all being pushed out by massive amounts of immigrants who don't even live here. So I think it's just misdirection.
Okay. Well, listen, personally, I don't aspire to be Russia, but we all do feel differently. So, Don, go ahead.
I was just saying that really, what Destiny was saying and what Nick was saying, even what Sneako was saying, it's all true to a degree, but ultimately, I think it all misses the point. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that, as Nick is saying, that when you mix a bunch of different cultures together and people with different values, you're going to get conflict. But I do agree with what Destiny is saying that, yes, there is something incredibly beautiful about the multicultural nature of America. And when it does work, it's really cool. But ultimately, and Sneako is not wrong for identifying that, yeah, there are countries like Japan that benefit from the fact of its homogeny. And JDon is right for saying, some of the stuff Nick's saying it sounds pretty racist. I'm not gonna lie. But the point is, Jesus is the answer. That's really what it all going to come down to. Okay. Jesus is the answer. If we can have the multicultural world and the lack of violence, if everybody can agree on 9 core moral laws, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we could all get with that,